Konnichiwa, this is Jeff's Japan vlog, entry number 2. So, this past week, I've been mainly just getting settled into my house. They came in, they moved my household goods in on Wednesday, spent pretty much all Wednesday and Thursday getting all my stuff organized. So, I'm in my place. Woo! It's really nice. So, I have pictures of the house, and I'll take you guys on a little tour and show you all the interesting stuff. So here's my house from the outside. It's a nice little 2-story, 850 square foot house. There's my car in the driveway, and there's my brand new bike on the patio that I just got today. I actually went bike shopping, and I had driven there, and it was barely too big to fit in my car. So I actually had to get them to store it in the store for a couple hours until I could walk back there and then ride the bike back home. But good news is I found my way home and it rides really great, so happy with the bike. So let's go inside. Here's right when you walk in, they have a spot where you put your shoes because you're not supposed to wear shoes in the house. It's actually in my lease that I will not wear shoes in the house. So the shoes go either here on the floor or in the closet right next to the door. If I look up from the floor storage area, this is what you'll see, the stairs leading up and then the hallway towards the back of the house. So this is further in the hallway. That door on the left is the bathroom, so let's take a look. I just wanted to show you the toilet because it's super high tech. You see all the buttons on the left right there? Those are actually, I think, to warm the seat and do other things. I haven't really played around with it, and I don't really intend to, but it's cool just the same. Out of the bathroom into the laundry room sink area, and I'll show it to you from another angle. Here's the room from another angle. You can see the interesting looking washer and dryer on the left. So I tried to use it myself, and I was worried I was going to do something bad because all the buttons are in Japanese and there were a lot of them. So I took pictures of them and brought them to the housing office on base, and they were nice enough to draw little diagrams that translated all the buttons I would need to use. The nice part is they are automated, really. The washer, you put the clothes in and it actually senses how much stuff is in there, and it will fill up the water based on how much stuff is in there after it measures it in its own weird way, and then it washes it. So the washer's cool. The dryer is pretty crappy. I'm still playing around with that to see if I can work the filters and make it dry better, but most of the people here hang dry their stuff, so they just might have bad dryers in general. TBD on that one. Here's a quick look into the bathroom. That area, the floor area you see right in front of you, that's actually where most Japanese people would actually wash themselves. So they would clean themselves in that area there, and then the actual bathtub is where they would just kind of soak and relax. Being an American used to showering though, I just configured the shower head so that it'll shoot into the bathtub and I can basically take a shower like I would in the US. I had to fiddle with the controls there that you see on the left because that controls the water temperature. So 45 degrees Celsius seems to be a good temperature for me. Adjusting to all the metric system measurements is getting some used to also. Here's a view from the laundry room into the dining room, kitchen, living room area. And here's a view of the kitchen. There actually is no counter space for a toaster or microwave or anything, so I had to put that little side table there. Also had to buy 3-pronged electrical adapters because all of the plugs here only have 2 slots. But they seem to work fine with that. I don't keep them plugged in at the same time just in case they might blow a circuit, but everything looks okay with that. There is a little fish stove, but other than that there's not a real oven, and the range is gas powered. Here's a view from the kitchen to the living room. They don't like you to hang things on the wall here, so I have all my picture frames and stuff that I've collected over the years on the coffee table, and it's actually a nice spot because I just get to see them all the time and just makes me think of good stuff. Here's a look at my computer area. The painting on there is just a cool painting that I saw at the BX here, and thought it'd be a nice addition to my home. It's got Mount Fuji in the background, which I plan on hiking next summer when it's actually warm enough. So going back to the entranceway, we're going to take a quick tour of upstairs. Here's the view from the top of the stairs. If you make a right, this is the entrance to my bedroom. Here's the bedroom. You'll notice the extremely masculine curtains. They all came with the house, and they're blackout curtains, and they're really nice. So I will not be changing them, even though they might take a little bit away from my man card. And here's a view to the closets in the bedroom. There's actually tons of closet space here, so storage is not an issue. This is looking out of the main bedroom into the hallway. We're going to take a quick right into the smaller bedroom. Here's looking into the smaller bedroom. This is inside the smaller bedroom. You can see lots of closets and more manly curtains. And here's the view if you were to look back out into the hallway. And thank you to the friend for both the paintings that are in there. You know who you are. Livens the place up a little bit. And here's looking into the final room of the house, which is the tatami room. The tatami room is actually the traditional bedroom for most Japanese people. They'll lie on a floor futon, and that's what they'll use as their bed. The floor is actually made out of straw, and it has a distinct odor. It's not bad or anything, but it's definitely something that you need to get used to. At the moment, I'm just using the closets in here for storage, and I didn't put any other furniture in there because I'm worried any heavy furniture will damage the flooring in there, and I don't want to have to pay to replace it. But for now, let's just call it my meditation/yoga room if I ever get so inspired. That's the tour of the house. I don't want to make this super long, but I have a funny story that I wanted to share. So here it is. So the funny story of the week is I went to a cafe that is literally right next to my house because I was hungry with all the moving, and I figured I would just try one of the places nearby and see if it was any good. So I walk in. It has an English name, something cafe in English. When I walk in there, nobody speaks English. The menus are in all Japanese. So basically, the waitress tells me a bunch of stuff that I don't understand. I communicate to her that I don't speak Japanese, and I point at something random on the menu. And so I don't really know what I'm getting myself into at all. It's a really small cafe. There are 4 older Japanese women that are gossiping up a storm in Japanese, and there is a couple that's probably in their late 20s, early 30s that are watching me with great interest because apparently I must not have been doing things right. Oh, actually, I'll get to that later. So, it turns out the meal was 90 minutes long. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It was, they first brought out soup and salad, and I actually have some pictures of the meal, so I'll post those here too. So after the soup and salad, they brought out this appetizer plate, and it just had a medley of stuff on it, as you can see. Very pretty. I didn't really know what anything on it was. There's some beef, tangerines, broccoli. That long thing with the little carrots on top is actually a fish with its head and mouth open and everything. I tried it. It was not that good though. The potato chips in the middle though, really good. Those were actually probably the best part. That's me being American, I guess. So that was actually pretty filling, and I didn't know if they were going to bring out more food or not. So they did. So this was the entree, and it was a beef pasta creation, and it was really tasty actually. And by the time I was done that, I was really full. But I was looking at the couple next to me, and it seemed like they were going to bring out coffee or tea or something after that, and I just pulled out my wallet and I was like, I'm done, I'm full. The waitress understood the wallet part, so I think they actually made my meal a little cheaper. I think it was supposed to be 1,800 yen, and they reduced it down to 1,650 yen, which equates to about $16.50, which actually wasn't a bad deal considering how much food I got. I didn't have to eat for the rest of the day, and that was my lunch. So back to the couple I was referencing before. So when I actually did pull out my wallet and paid, and they're like, "Oh, you're not gonna have dessert?" to me in English, and I'm thinking to myself, this couple, they spoke fluent English. So this couple that was watching me struggle the whole time without knowing any Japanese must have just been having the time of their lives watching this stupid American not know what he was doing, and all the while completely understanding the situation. So hardcore trolls did not appreciate that. They were actually friendly at the end, but would have been nice if they could have helped out a little. But I guess I'll just have to learn some more Japanese and get better on my own. I'll leave you guys with a few pictures from Roppongi, which is just another part of Tokyo that does not sleep and is just a great place to go and have some fun. If I didn't mention it before, the trains here all shut down at midnight, so if you go into downtown Tokyo in the middle of the night, you're basically committing to stay out until 5:30 in the morning when the trains start up again. But it's always a good time if you're with a good group of people. And that's all for this week, folks. Just with the daylight savings time change, realize that Japan doesn't follow it at all. So when you all fall back an hour, that means you are an hour more behind me. So East Coast is now 14 hours behind and West Coast is now 17. Makes it a little bit harder to communicate, but hopefully I can still talk to you guys. Remember to add me on Line if you haven't already, the Line app. My username is JP5108. And otherwise, you can always Facebook message me. Sayonara!